All right, shalom, shalom. We are the real Hebrew Israelites coming day in and day out to prophesy the downfall of Babylon the Great, which is America. First off and foremost, all praises, honor, and glory be unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, HaKadosh. Double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone. Salutations to the elect, wherever you may be. Brother Shapaya.
And the brother Rapaya.
GMS Chicago coming at you again with another lesson through the Spirit in transit. And we're going to go straight into the video.
So as y'all know, the UN voted and declared the transatlantic slave trade as the greatest crime against humanity.
Let it be recorded that when history beckoned, we did what was right for the memory of the millions who suffered the indignity of the slave trade and those who continue to suffer racial discrimination. Let our vote on this resolution restore their dignity and humanity. In favor, 120.
So, the transatlantic slave, was voted. This is NATO. This is the EU. This is United Nations. That the transatlantic slave trade was the greatest crime known to humanity. Not the hologram, not September 11th, all right? Not what happened to the Chinese, not what happened to the Japanese in Hiroshima, all right? Not the Watutsis, all right? The greatest crime to happen in human history was the enslavement of Israel. Okay? And who sits at the pinnacle of that? Small hatters. Alright? Who else? Arabs. Who else? Some of the Hamitic tribes. Alright? Yes, you could go into history and say, well, natives had slaves. Yes, you could go in history and say tribes are selling tribes. Listen, great falling away is a great falling away, man. Alright? But as totality, the whole nation went into captivity. Alright? Esau, Edom is guilty. All right, America was built on the blood of slaves. All right, that's how it became wealthy. Okay, from the sugar canes, especially down there in New Orleans, man, and then in those Caribbean islands. All right, sugar cane, all right, cotton, tobacco fields, things of that nature. Who was that all? Who was the workforce? Jake. Free labor made America fucking great, man. Okay? Slavery, racism, discrimination made America great. And we know who sits at the pinnacle of that. So now that the UN has voted in favor that, yes, it is the greatest crime, all right, that has fucking happened, all right? But over here in Babylon the Great, you have them what? Trying to get rid of all this history, what you call it, it's not racism, something like that. Basically, them removing historical documents on what happened in this place. So in the future generations, pretty much people are going to forget about what happened to Negroes.
Is that critical race theory?
Yeah. No. So you do have critical race theory, all right? But racism, I forget the exact word, but basically the erasing of history.
Their shameful spewing.
Yeah, that shameful spewing is coming out, man. Okay? Because the crimes that you committed against these people, there's a punishment for it. There is, man. Everybody in the world knows what you have done to the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. All right?
And continue to do.
And continuing to do. All right? Because the same thing they did to the Southern Kingdom, you guys did to the Northern Kingdom. All right? Hey, for your information, most of and we talk about transatlantic slaves, most of the slaves went to the South Americas. That's historical. Yeah, you had Judah and them come to North America too. Most of them went to South America, which means they mixed amongst the Northern Kingdom as well. So a lot of you so-called Northern Kingdom tribes are actually Southern Kingdom, man. All right, so on and so forth. And then what did they do with the natives? They took the natives back over to Europe. Okay? Matter of fact, when you read Joel, it says to remove them far from their border.
Right.
Okay? Obadiah 1:10, for 3 transgressions and for 4, Esau should not be basically acquitted. for the violence against his brother Jacob. Amos 1:11 says the same. Hey, matter of fact, we'll get those. All right? Let me get those. Matter of fact.
Also, Daniel 9th chapter, what happened to us.
Nahum 3:1, woe to the bloody city. It is full of lies and robbery, and the prey departeth not. All right, matter of fact, Isaiah goes into, they have not opened the doors. Oh, they have not opened the doors to the prison houses to release the prisoners.
Right.
All right, we're still in captivity to this day. All right, Shalom, we're back. Sorry, had a slight interruption. But let's go into that Obadiah 1:10. Obadiah 1:10, for thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee. And that's what they're shameful about right now, man. All right? That's what you guys are shameful about. And thou should be cut off forever. And that's exactly what's going to happen. This is the heritage of a wicked man.
Yeah.
What you tried to enact on us, which was genocide, is spiritually going to happen to you.
Right, in Maccabees it says that they won't have no resurrection to life. After their 1,000 years of hardcore punishment, double, there'll be an end of the house of Esau Edom.
Matter of fact, let me just jump down to it. Obadiah 1:18. And the house of Jacob should be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, which is the northern kingdom and southern kingdom coming back together. Right? And the house of Esau for stubble, and they should kindle in them and devour them. And there should not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for Yahweh have spoken it. All right? So just like Haman and the gallows, the destruction and death that you wanted to come upon us and eradicate us is actually going to happen to you. You're going to fall upon it's going to fall upon your own pate.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah, the pit you dig for us,
Yep.
you're actually going to fall into it.
This is the same weapons you have made is going to be your own destruction. This is Amos 1:11. Thus saith Yahweh, for 3 transgressions of Edom, and for 4 I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because he did pursue his brother with the sword, and did cast off all pity, and his anger did tear perpetually, and he kept his wrath forever. And Esau has no pity. All right? Hey, Deuteronomy goes into him not having mercy or no pity on the old and young.
Right.
All right? So this is this man's MO. This is his nature. Okay? All because you ain't got the birthright, right? All because you fucking wicked and jealous. The Lord told you how you was going to rule the world and how you was going to take it. By the sword, by violence. Okay? You got to do it heaven and earth as well. You had to take it by violence. It was freely given. All right, back again. Just Satan, man. What was that? Did the Amos?
For 3 transgressions and for
Hold on, let me delete that shit. All right. Yeah. Amos 1:11. Thus saith Yahweh, for 3 transgressions of Edom, and 4 I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because he did pursue his brother with the sword, and did cast off all pity, and his anger did tear perpetually, and he kept his wrath forever. All right, this is a bloody man. Matter of fact. Ezekiel 35:1. Moreover, the word of Yahweh came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir, and prophesy against it, and say unto it, Thus saith Yahweh thy power, Behold, O Mount Seir, I am against thee. I will stretch out my hand against thee and make thee most desolate. Now, what's Mount Seir? Now, obviously, it goes, a mount goes into a government, all right? And this goes into Esau's government. But within this mount, where's that city actually located? Where's Basra actually located? Where's Mount Seir actually located spiritually? It's Babylon the Great, right? Him that dwelleth in the cleft of the rocks. Hey, we downtown right now. What do you see? All these high rises, right? It reminds him of the mountains. All right, but here's the key point. It says, I am against thee. I will stretch out my hand against thee and make thee most desolate. Now, according to the prophecies, what place is going to be left desolate? Babylon the Great is going to be a desert. Because thou hast a perpetual hatred. So there's that perpetual hatred again. It has shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity. All right, where was it, the northern kingdom and southern kingdom oppressed together? Over here, Babylon the Great.
Right, as prophecy says in Jeremiah 50:33, that we would be oppressed together here.
And in the time their iniquity had an end. Therefore, as I live, saith Yahweh thy power, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Since thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. And I will make Mount Sierra most desolate, and cut off from it him that passeth out and him that returneth. All right? I will fill his mountains with his slain men, and his hills and his valleys, and all the rivers, they shall fall that are slain by the sword. And matter of fact, I will make thee perpetual desolations, and thy cities shall not return. Same thing that you find in Malachi. All right? And ye shall know that I am Yahweh, because thou hast said, these two nations and these two countries shall be mine, and we will possess it, whereas Yahweh was there. And that's what they did. All right? Not only did they take our land, all right? Esau has the northern kingdom and southern kingdom in captivity. Okay? So he has a price to pay for that, man. He has a price to pay for that. And like I said, we watched the video earlier. The UN has designated it the #1 crime against humanity on planet Earth, man, according to history. So,
can you read that real quick in Daniel, real quick, before Daniel 9, like verse 11 and 12, because it tells it, because the Lord fulfilled His word, because He made a covenant with us. If we broke the laws, this would happen.
This is Daniel 9 and 11. Yea, all Israel have transgressed thy law, even by departing, that they might not obey thy voice. Therefore the curse is poured upon us, and the oath that is written in the law of Moses, the servant of Yahweh, because we have sinned against him. And he hath confirmed his words, which he spake against us, and against our judges that judged us, by bringing upon us a great evil from under the whole heaven, have not been done as it has been done upon Jerusalem. That's perfect.
Right, just like that committee agreed upon that the greatest crimes against humanity was the transatlantic slave trade, man. All right, the worst treatment to the Israelites, it didn't happen to anyone else. You see, not only was it our punishment, but they forward the afflicted, so they have to pay double, man.
Yep.
At the end of the day.
And it's over with for this guy. You listen. There's no, even if you did hide the history, the blood still crieth out from the ground, man.
Oh yeah.
So it's no way getting around it. Yeah. So with that, hey, we pray that you was edified. We're gonna say all praises, honor, and glory be unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the other apostles, a great millstone, and salutations to the elect, wherever you may be.
Shalom, brothers.
Bob, Kwam Yasharallah.